can the Atto defense hold up? Can he maintain that level? The answer so far is no. He's had a little bit of a fall off in this game at times, but the peak is still there. I mean, that internet save is outrageously strong against a 50-50 from Drowley.
Yeah, one of the really unfortunate things about playing defense in ones is you can make a miraculous save and you do not have any teammates to then clear the ball out for you in reward.
Oh, wow.
You have to keep playing, and Atto is going to have to play defense again against the Drowley Masterclass.
Flip reset from Drowley, wave dashes under the ball. He's not done though. He's got a pop afterwards as well. And Atto is struggling to read Drowley at the moment. I'm liking these extra touches Drowley's had at the end of these plays. Just always getting one more change of direction, one more change of elevation. Now this is not over. 4 goals in 1v1 is definitely doable. And Atto now makes it 3 with the underdog. Kind of a flip reset being threatened here. So Drowley goes high to block it. Maybe a bit too high.
Yeah, Drowley's swinging around from the side, and Atto, recognizing that, just goes and creates a wall with his wheels to try and muscle it through. And oh my goodness, a read on the delayed kickoff. Atto's been doing this a bunch. Drowley will punish.
Yeah, a bit too much of a delay there from Atto, trying to leave a gap between him and the ball so that Drowley would hit the ball into him. Drowley spots that, and now it's Atto who's called forfeit. That's actually a really early call for forfeit. I'm not going to lie, a bit of a surprise for me on that one. So we just talked about 4 goals in 1v1 being pretty achievable in, you know, anything under even a minute. I think a minute, 4 goals, doable. But Atto decides he wants to get out of Utopia. He's had enough.
He didn't want to let Drowley get in his head anymore. I mean, clearly he had a great read on him on that delayed kickoff. I think it's a little bit of a tilt forfeit. You know, I wonder if he, you know, says GG out of frustration and looks up and goes, oh, wait a second. It's only 6-2. Maybe I could have done it. But, you know, oftentimes I have seen everything there is to see in forfeits, and there's been moments when Atto, you know, the person who forfeits comes back and shows all they need with a reset, and they absolutely dominate. So I'm not going to try to say which way he should have gone, but that was pretty winnable.
Well, we can definitely hindsight is 2020 this one. If he comes out next game and he looks like a changed player, just dominates, then obviously the early forfeit looks like a good idea. But you can often just as often see you can often just as often see the opposite happen, where you have the early forfeit and then the next game starts and it's just more of the same. So I think it was too early. That's my best guess so far. I think he probably should have stuck around a little bit longer just to see, can he get one more goal back to the kickoff? You know, volatile situation, maybe another quick goal as well. It wasn't over, that's for sure. But Atto wanted to go next, so let's see just how effective his reset is.
Yeah, I'll wait to see if it worked or not, and then I'll tell you what I think on whether or not it was a good idea.
So far,
Drowley,
bad idea.
yeah, instantly on offense, but he does make the first save. A little reset of possession here. Atto didn't get the midfield 100, so he probably won't go to the ceiling to challenge, but wait for it instead. As Drowley maybe got faked there by the Atto pressure as he moves slightly in, because using that reset that early is just going to hand the ball to Atto, who has a Drowley on the goal line. Flick denied.
Yeah, it's a decent attempt by Atto early on, but it does end up saved like many of his other shots. Atto from distance here though, using a lot of boost in the attack. Decides to try and dunk on Drowley in reverse. Drowley's also been faked out there, but that was an attempted bump getting dodged by Atto. Ceiling shot on the next go around. Oh, what a stop. Drowley stuffed that one, and the counter-attack commences.
Nice shot from Drowley. Yeah, Atto getting so high above the ball. Not a lot of adjustments you can make, not a lot of, you know, double or triple threat options. So Drowley's thinking, okay, he has no choice but to slam it at me. I guess what Atto could have done is just not touch the ball at all, but that might not have worked out well for him either. So credit to Drowley for recognizing and covering the angle. Now going to pass to himself, putting the ball dead center of the field and catch and cut. Oh my goodness, Drowley just a little bit outside.
The boost is spawning soon, but not too soon. Oh, he got it just the last pixel. The timing from Drowley is immaculate there, but Atto scores anyway. He's going back there for the boost deal with the counter-attack in play.
Yeah, every moment you spend on the boost, I mean, I know this play came slightly after, but it can feel like it's worth the trade-off. Oftentimes, just a second is enough. And Atto plays that advantage he gets from the Drowley hesitation. Now he's going to try and pinch it away. Then he puts it on target. It's a high lob, but it is too high. At the very least, he buys himself some space.
Look at this ball cam dribbling by Drowley just to spy Atto's position. And what a play it ended up being. But Atto with a diving save covers the near post top corner. Drowley still in a dominant spot though. If he plays his cards correctly here, he will get a goal eventually. He's stealing boosts, keeping control of the play, and he's now faking out Atto an absolute beauty, not once but twice.
Just a great play. Atto doing his best to hold on to as much boost as possible. He had 29 here. Boost wasn't the issue. He just got faked out. Could not get back. Drowley, nice tap in. Able to convert. Once you get somebody on zero, you need to convert as many times as possible. Atto half flip. Drowley tried to pin top or bottom corner, I should say. But Atto flipping the correct way, gets there, clears it out. But seems like we might get a Drowley possession here. It's not really easy to get the ball off this back wall, but he does get a carry.
Yeah, Drowley came away with the advantage there. There's no doubt about it. And then the wave dash shot fakes a reset high. And then wave dashes the shot low, just sneaking it by Atto, who was in the area.
Oh my goodness, dude, the flip through the ball too. For a second there, I thought he was maybe jumping off of it, but that is just a great play. And now, Drowley up 3-1. Huge delay again. This time, Drowley doesn't read it. Atto, first time he started, it's not really going to work out for him, though, because it's going to be possession and the ball for Drowley, who's looking at Atto on the other side. Now he's hiding, and in the moment that he's hiding, he challenges, but Drowley sees it, or prepares for it, I should say, and low 50s.
That's just crazy timing by Drowley. Atto was hiding by the ball, and he still could not get the ball off Drowley, who's too strong. Even without a flip, he's able to glue it to the front of his car. And, you know, now would Atto like to have back that 4-goal deficit with 90 seconds left last game? Probably, because we're heading back to a very similar position. Atto's crossbar pinched it to keep it at 3-goal deficit for now. But it's all Drowley right now in the middle of the series.
That's a good point. You know, with a minute 30 left, and many of these, you know, this momentum could be arguably just to secure a game. Drowley had already won. Oh, Drowley, nice finish from Atto. I think it was could have been a little bit easier than that, but why not put some flair on it?
Atto ceiling reset, and then just carries the ball down to the ground, half volley. He makes it look easy, but these are highly technical shots. It's very easy to miss that one. Hit the post or hit the bar with an accidental bit of power in the wrong direction. Drowley, he's looking for the bump on the way back there, knowing Atto is going to be preserving his boost and not trying to accelerate too much. At the moment, Drowley forcing the issue. With the boost advantage, you always have that option to go to. Just a solid 50 will usually give you possession.
Can Atto escape here? He was put back on defense. He had enough boost. Doesn't seem like he's going to be out. Now Drowley playing near his nets. A little starved out though. Atto is going to keep throwing shots on target. Can he get this boost steal? Drowley free flips to take it away, and that will relieve the pressure, and he's going to quickly counterattack. Not only is he out of defense, he's trying to score on offense. He wanted to fake Atto out, but credit to Atto. Did not get beat, gets a demo, and now just going to wave dash to the midfield and get his third.
Wow. Well, Atto did not look like he was in a great position there, but he somehow manages to demo Drowley.
The landing wave dash.
It was that landing. Just getting a little wobble, kicking the front end of the car up into a wave dash. Crazy. I mean, you can't blame Drowley for letting his guard down there.
Is Atto going to go for this double? I think he did good enough to not get scored on. I mean, that is a really risky double. So the fact that he's not just getting scored on the other side of his net is a good enough win.
Yeah, he bailed out really well there. Drowley's missed a touch, trying to take the ball with him. He left it behind. Tense ending to game 5 as both KC players try to break the deadlock as Drowley extending his lead once again as Atto got a little bit lost in no man's land there. Yeah, Drowley extends weakness. He saw Atto looking awkward and he just dove in and seized control.
And when you're Drowley, even if you're facing the wrong way, does not matter at all. Such a clean half flip to take control as Atto. Best case scenario for him on the sidewall win. I guess maybe best case scenario would be the ball directly in the net because Drowley is one of the best defenders and he'll pin this one away.
What a save by Drowley. Atto probably thought he'd done enough there. As things stand, it's another Drowley win waiting to happen. Just drive challenge, keeps all his momentum, doesn't give Atto any easy angles to attack with, and Atto He looks like he's got something going here, but Drally is in full control.
Maybe if he had gotten some power on his flick, Drally kind of chasing him down, not letting Atto take the kind of angles he wants because he has to worry about the demo. He has a great spot here, but he tries to put it across the net. Really no choice but to go quickly because he needs 2 goals. Drally makes the save, put a little flair for it to finish, and he will. 6-3 Drally.
Too good. I mean, Atto's had his opportunities this game. He's not been clinical with them. But it's definitely a continuation of the last game. I'm seeing similarities. Drally's had more possession, more opportunities to score. And he's been able to maintain his high defensive level, whereas Atto's struggling every now and then.
Atto, one for the road. You know, sticking this one out, obviously, with just seconds left. He was in it until the final moments, but sometimes it can help to get something on board. But Drally's not going to let you have any mental victories. He'll cut that one off as well. Drally on match points here against Atto.
Seriously impressive stuff. Atto. Actually, wait, is Drally calling the timeout here? Drally with the timeout. This is becoming a bit of a theme. We saw Triple do this earlier. Wins a game, calls a timeout. Now Drally wins a game and calls a timeout. It must just be 1v1. You know, a little bit more intense, a little bit more taxing on the mental aspect of the game. So Drally's pulled out the winner's timeout card as well.
Yeah, I mean, 1v1, it's a mental game big time. So why not get some timeouts when players are winning? Drally, I think I saw him maybe run away. Is it another restroom break? I don't know, but it did not pay off for Trebla. I'm not sure that it's going to hurt Drally too much necessarily, but we heard Moxie say, you know, he was excited when Trebla took a timeout. I'm not sure if Atto will feel the same way necessarily. I mean, it hasn't been going well for him for a while.
Yeah, this is going to be fine. I mean, these guys are teammates. I seriously doubt this is the strategy. They're teammates in 3v3, of course. So I seriously doubt this is some kind of elaborate mind game by Drally. Or if it is, there will be a very interesting discussion during scrims next week. As things stand, he's in the driver's seat. He's the player we expected to have a slight edge in the matchup. He appears like he does have a slight edge in the matchup. Atto, I think, just has to go completely all guns blazing in this last game. That's the only way that I could. Well, I'd say last game. Not like to lose anymore. So I'd like to see Atto going out with all mechanics unleashed, nothing held back, because playing anything below that will probably just result in too many saves for Drally.
There's no doubt about it. And the good news for Atto, he has that level. He has that level. He's gone to that level before in matches. And he has the potential to win against literally anybody, and he'll create all of our future highlight plays in the process if he does it. And it sounds like that's basically what we're saying we need from him. I mean, the way Drally's been playing, it's time for Atto to go Atto mode. I actually just for some reason thought of the Batmobile, but does he ever play Batmobile? Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's Fennec right now.
He's Fennec right now, but I have seen the Batmobile before. It's not really enough of a go-to that it came to mind, but you know, that you mentioned it, I wouldn't have minded seeing that. Would have been interesting.
My phrasing somehow just made me think of the Batmobile, but
Fennec. It's happened. Oh, that's open. Atto versus the open net. He's flip resetting for some reason, even though the ball's already in. But that's just Atto in a nutshell. If he can get a reset, he probably will, even if it runs the minute risk of saving his own open net.
And Drally, I think maybe just expecting that dribble setup to be a little bit more towards the nets. Otherwise, nowhere near it. He wants to get a double himself. Nice execution here over the top of Atto. Gets the tight angle.
I think the crazy thing about this is he didn't even commit to this early. He only committed to that once he saw Atto jump, and then he just goes back for it over the top of him. If Atto doesn't jump, Drally can easily land a reset there. He can just air dribble dunk. There's so many options when you've got the mechanical level, the control that these two have.
Atto looked like it took a second. I felt like he maybe could have gotten to that boost first. He's going to go for a full field redirect. No, instead he has to make a save, but he does make the save, so credit to him. Trying to quickly change the field as Drally stuck with zero. Nice speed, used his boost to his advantage.
Yeah, Atto there just sneaking it past. Drally was in the area, but Atto was able to just get the nose of his car up fast enough to put it past him. must-win game for Atto, of course. Not in terms of tournament life, they are in the upper bracket for now, but depending on with the outcome of this match, they will both be in single elimination tomorrow. The winner will be one round further advanced. As Drally fakes out Atto, but it looks like this might have been more of a just, well, I kind of lost control here. I suppose I'll fake it, and Atto jumped over it.
That's the kind of respect you get when you're Drally. When you're these guys in this lobby, you have to assume that something's going to happen, and instead, every once in a while, nothing will work. I'm sorry, but in your ranked games, people will be assuming, this is not you in general, just everybody, they will be assuming that you'll be doing nothing. That's how what I do against my opponents.
Oh, my ranked will definitely assume I'm doing nothing. Drally could shoot this. He does, and it's easily in. No nonsense. Drally regains control of game 6. And unfortunately for Atto, that was just a bit too easy. We talked about him unleashing everything in his offensive arsenal, but he's got to do it with a little bit of boost left over to recover.
Drally, wave dash kickoff. The two-pointer. This time it's not going to switch the lead here. I guess it goes from tied to 2, but Atto just a little bit slower on the wave dash. I mean, Drally muscles it into the blue half as well as lands quicker and gets moving. Back to another kickoff again, as we see so often in ones, and another win for Drally, this time side wall. He's going to have to do a little bit more if he wants to convert on it. But you never have to worry too much about him. He puts it directly at Atto, and it's actually going to be a pass. Atto sends it high and should have the counter.
Yeah, good slot there for distance from Atto. It was all in a defensive stop, though. It looked like Drally might be about to go up by 3 goals. Atto with a monstrous save makes it a 1-goal game. Now, can he back it up with a kickoff possession? It looks like he will be able to. Sin Drally's half. Atto has the ability to just go at this ball and beats him to it. Drally had to turn. Atto did not. And when both players just held boost and pointed their cars at it, the guy who has to turn usually loses.
And a little dash on the sidewall too. It's tough to say whether or not it made the difference, but Atto transitioning onto the wall and making sure to dash. Here's Drally, no jumping, as he wants to lose this ball into the corner, but I'm not sure it's going to pay off for him. Atto with more than enough to make anything happen. He is a bit close to the back wall, so even Drally on low boost can challenge. But now Atto setting up in the midfield, high bounce dribble, needs to control it a little bit too much, but wants to go 50 instead. Drally's going to be able to recover, try to put it behind him. Drally made the save.
Yeah, that was just too good by Drally. Atto kind of walked into that one a little bit. He wants to, he's one of those players, he wants to score at some point soon. He's not happy, Atto's not happy scoring in a minute from now after fully controlling the ball and the boost forever. And, sometimes it costs him. He takes a gamble and gets countered by the Drally defensive wall.
Atto missed a little flick there. I think there's been a couple different times where mechanically his flick hasn't had the power he's wanted. That was not an issue for Jorge's early before. He had super powered flicks, but he's going to need a little bit of help on the ground if he wants to bring this one back against Drally. He does get around this for a save. Atto 41 boosts, so Drally going to try and be a pest. Might get the respawn, but actually did not. Oh, well, he'll get it now. It's going to respawn after his second ring around the rosy. And Atto trying to convert here. Sidewall wants to give it up. Drally will take it instead. Early flip has a reset. Wants to get movement around Mr. Atto and does, but it's going to result in Atto possession.
Yeah, Atto forcing him sufficiently wide there. Now the air dribble going the other way. It's pre-jump stopped by Drally again. He's got to be careful in the back corner. Oh, Atto lost speed on the upward turn to the wall. And that actually saved Drally. Oh! Pre-flip flick by Drally. Top ends.
Absolutely ridiculous flick from Atto. Drally sets up the way he's turning his car. He is threatening a top right flick the opposite direction. Instead, he pre-flips underneath it and slots it top left. Impossible to read from Atto, and there's nothing he can do if Drally's playing like that.
It's just disgusting. And now Drally with the boost control on the next kickoff as well. We've just got 90 seconds left for Atto to work, and it's actually Drally who's looking to get to work a little bit more. Another solid 50, just completely stops the challenge, flicks it again to that same top corner, and it's 7-4.
Great read from Drowley. We saw Atto go high and basically cover anything through the air. Drowley quickly dropped the ball. Actually, credit to Atto, who had to boost his way all the way down there to get that first 50 in the first place. But the reality is, you know, you're never really out of the woods until you fully cleared it, especially against a guy like Drowley. He's going to be able to quickly convert, and this is what Atto needs. He needs quick kickoff, and a double jump off will do it.
That's exactly, like you said, it's exactly what Atto needs. He needs to score as quickly as possible, because you know as soon as Drowley gets control, seconds, many seconds are coming off the clock. Minute 15 to go, plenty time left in ones. Now we're going to see an early marker from Atto in this match. Oh, I maybe spoke too soon. As Drowley crushes him in the kickoff, and it's gone straight in. Atto trying to get a bit cheeky here with the delay, but I think he was in two minds there. I mean, he semi-delayed, semi-jumped at it, and just wrapped it into his own net.
Yeah, he needs to be more decisive, as well as he's starting to become, I think, a little bit predictable. Drowley seems to be expecting these delays in these big moments, these crucial kickoffs. You can kind of feel he needs a big one. He's been throwing in a delay. Drowley going to go the length of the field and actually used every last bit of his boost, which, considering that he's up 3, surprises me slightly. It should result in a clean Atto possession. Drowley shadowing Atto, double jump. Can he get the bump?
No
He
way.
does connect with him. Drowley almost got back, but will not.
Full air dribble bump mode engage. Atto has found out a consistent way to score, and honestly he should just keep doing it, because we're in game 6. If he can come back and win this game by bumping Drowley multiple times, the momentum will be so solidly in his favor in game 7.
Drowley going to have to force the issue and bring the game to Atto, or just win direct kickoffs, but doesn't decide to take the risk because that one floats on the goal line. Instead, he'll waste some time. Drowley knows how to do that as well. He's going to go the length of the field. We'll see if he saves any boost this time around. This time falling early, and I think this is a much safer play. Wave dash, save 13, go pick up 100. You're not going to get quickly countered. You could probably waste the next 25 seconds.
Atto has to get a shot on target pretty soon though. Final 20 seconds. Drowley has enough boost to stay on the ball, and this is just going to annoy Atto, but now this has to be it. Oh, he didn't get the best first touch. He's completely all in here, and Drowley easily stops him. Now time is really done for Atto. He has to score in the next few seconds, and he's missed the first touch to the ceiling. It's game over. Drowley wins the KC matchup.
The GGs. He knew Drowley didn't even take his open net. Now they're going to keep us hostage.
All right,
This is actually that happens often in ones games as well.
I guess this is it until tomorrow, so we are just going to keep this ball in the air until, well, we're starting tomorrow 4 p.m. GMT, so this is all you're going to get until then. No, GG's. Drowley and Atto played an absolute blinder of a series, but after an early 2-1 lead, it was Drowley who took full control, and he advances to the semi-final. Atto will have to go for quarters.
And a big part of it too, Drowley, timeout after winning, won again. So now we have won both sides.
We do. It's an interesting strat. I mean, we never really thought about that being a thing, but I suppose, you know, if you're playing threes, you don't really want to do that because it messes with your teammates' rhythm, but if you're the only player, you can just call it whenever you want. So Drowley fancied a timeout. He says, you know what, yeah, just won a game, but I'd like a minute extra. I can take it. No, I don't even need to ask my teammates.
Are they restroom breaks? Why don't people ever have to use the restroom in threes?
Well, they might, but they also might also have that peaking teammate think, well, I don't want them to stop peaking. If I take a minute, maybe they'll cool off. So, yeah, hopefully we can ask Drowley what the deal is there. If there's any mind games with the winners timeout. Didn't look like it, but we'd love to know.
Drowley masterclass. Drowley can move on to the upper semis, opposite side of Moxie. Really the favorable side of the bracket in general.
Yeah, it's exactly where he wants to be. Drowley looking like he might be the favorite. Definitely well situated, but we're not quite done with content yet. Don't all leave. We have the desk for closing thoughts. Let's head over there right now.
What do we think, boys? The Drowley timeout after winning, we heard we mentioned it before, the fact that, you know, it's a bit of a questionable play.
But it does feel like we talk about 1v1s are a very nervous game. That's probably the most carefree series you will ever see, I think, between Atto and Drowley. You know, teammates going at it. Neither of them is out of the tournament yet. It seems like they were just having a good time for the most part. We saw the waste in time, a goal by Drowley at times too. So maybe that timeout was just to troll, but I'm not sure.
I like it. I like it. We're seeing it more. We saw Trebler rocket and then run to the bathroom. But, you know, you're seeing two teammates play against each other. It was always going to be a pretty close series. It was back and forth. And I think it kind of went as expected, which I guess, well, I'd say most of today has. We had a best of 7 reverse sweep. We had some games. But, yeah, Drally, well done to him. Atto, though, still alive. So he could still be a threat in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I think Atto peaked at times, and that's what we expected to see, right? Like, it wasn't going to be an easy win for Drally, but Drally is the better, more consistent player. But Atto, he's going to that lower bracket, but I don't think anyone really wants to play him. That Atto-Nas matchup tomorrow is going to be insane, because I think whoever wins that has to go up against Moxie next, and this is why you wanted to win now, because Drally's on the much easier part of the bracket, because you have Atto, Nas, and Moxie all on the same side that have to knock each other out, while Drally gets either Treblo or Juicy. Seems like a way more favorable matchup there.
Well, CJ, that game 1, Drally was 5-0 up, and still no forfeit coming out from Atto. Game 3, though, Drally kind of giving in with a forfeit as well. For me, I feel like maybe dragging out the games might be a little bit of a mind game as well. What are you thinking?
It's possible. I think we lost CJ. I don't know where he went on my screen. Oh, here he is.
He's toying with us. You're back. You're so back. You're locked in.
Okay, I'm so back. I hope I'm back.
You're just so
I'm
back.
back. Am I back? Can everyone
You're
see
back.
me?
You're back.
Okay,
I mean, it's 5 a.m.